Hello students, in today's class we are going to learn about reducing nature or reducing character of alkali metal and alkaline earth metals along with the reaction with the hydrogen and reaction with the halogen of these metals. So let's get started with the reducing nature or reducing character of alkali metal and alkaline earth metal. From here you can see that alkaline earth metal, they have weaker reducing nature in comparison to alkali metals. As we know, down the group, whether it is alkali metal or alkaline earth metal, the reducing nature keep on increasing. So we have the exceptional, and exception is beryllium. Except beryllium, alkaline earth metal have a fairly strong tendency to lose two electrons to form dipositive ions. So here you can consider M any of the alkaline earth metal. After losing two electrons, we are left with the dipositive ion M2 positive. Because of their low ionization enthalpy and high negative value of standard electrode potential, so they are going to lose two electrons. Now we see that the reaction of alkaline earth metals with hydrogens. So they combine with this metal. M is any metal of alkaline earth metal. So the formation of hydrides like alkaline metals except beryllium react with hydrogen to form metal hydrides. So exception we have the of Be. So here one can get M plus H2. This is the heating process. We are left with MS2 metal hydride. Here M is magnesium, calcium, strontium or barium except Be. So hydrides of Be can be obtained by reduction of BeCl2 with LiAlS4, lithium aluminium hydride. So one can get even the hydrides of beryllium, but not directly with this hydrogen. One can get it with this lithium aluminium hydride. So beryllium chloride, when it reacts with the lithium aluminium hydride, we are getting beryllium hydride also. So beryllium hydride is also going to take place along with the lithium chloride and aluminium chloride as a side product. Here you will see that beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride, these are covalent compounds. So if you see BeS2, you can write it like this, BeS2, or you can in the same fashion you can write MgH2. Here this beryllium, right, in the valence cell you will see that 4 electrons are there. So if 4 electrons are there, so this molecule is electron deficient molecule, so it want to complete it oxidate just by getting 4 electrons from other source. So here to make up their electron deficiency, each beryllium or magnesium atom forms 4 3-centered 2-electron bonds. This 3C means 3-centered, 2E means 2-electron bonds, or they have a special name which has been given to this bond, that is banana bonds. Thus, it is due to the electron deficiency that BeS2 and MgS2 have polymeric structure. You will see that the polymeric structure of beryllium hydride and magnesium hydrides, this is the polymeric structure. Here this BeHB, these are the 3 center and 2 electrons are there with this bond. So these 2 electrons, they are moving with, these are going to share with these 3 centers. That's why this type of bond is called a banana bond, and this is 3-centered 2-electron bond. It has been observed in case of BeS2 and MgS2. Other hydrides you will see that calcium hydride, strontium hydride, barium hydride, these are ionic compounds. All hydrides of alkaline earth metals act as reducing agents, react with water to give hydrogen. You can see, and all the hydrides of alkaline earth metal, they will combine with the water to release hydrogen as a gas, and they are going to form this magnesium, this metal hydroxide. M stands for any of the metal related with the alkaline earth metal. Now you will see that if we perform the reaction with the halogen, formation of halides, alkaline earth metals react directly with halogens or halogen acid to produce halides MH2. M alkaline earth metal combined with the halogen, so they are going to form in the presence of heat MH2, means they are going to produce metal halides, and even with the halogen acids like HCl, HBr, this alkaline earth metal, they are going to react with this halogen acid to form MH2, that is metal halides, along with the release of hydrogen. Remember, dear students, that beryllium halide, they are covalent in nature, predominantly they are covalent in nature, and other alkaline halides are ionic in nature. Here again in BeCl2, one can write BeCl2 like this, BeCl2, right? Here 4 electrons in the valence shell, means again this is electron deficient molecule. It accepts 2 electron pairs, means 4 electron from the neighboring chlorine atoms forming coordinate bonds. Thus each beryllium atom is tetrahedrally surrounded by 4 chlorine atoms. So here you will see that BeCl2 exists in the solid form in the polymeric structure. Here this is the polymeric structure. Here this chlorine, lone pair of this chlorine, they are going to form the coordinate bond with this beryllium, and again here this Cl, this is going to donate its 2 electron to this beryllium vacant orbital. So here one can get that there are, in this case, beryllium has now 8 electrons. It is going to stabilize itself because it has now 8 electron in its valence shell. So here we are getting in this central beryllium, we have the 2 covalent bonds and 2 coordinate bonds. So here this each beryllium atom is tetrahedrally surrounded by 4 chlorine atom. You can see this beryllium is tetrahedrally, it is surrounded by 1, 2, 3 and 4 chlorine atoms. So this each beryllium atom is tetrahedrally surrounded by 4 chlorine atoms. So this in the solid phase BeCl2 exists as a polymeric structure. In the vapor phase, this BeCl2 exists as dimer, because 2 BeCl2 they are going to combine to form dimer, and here the chlorine bridge is going to take place. Now this happens below 1200 Kelvin. Now if we increase the temperature further, means above 200 Kelvin, vapor phase structure dissociate to give linear triatomic monomer. Here 3 atoms are there, and that's why this is triatomic monomer, and they are going to form single straight line molecular form. So this is called monomeric form of triatomic atoms. Triatomic atoms are there. So it is going to form above 200 Kelvin. BeCl2 exists as a monomer. Now if we see the hydroxides, comparatively study of hydroxides of alkali metals and alkaline earth metals, you will see that alkali metals are highly basic in nature in comparison to the hydroxides of alkaline earth metals, or you can say alkaline earth metal is less basic due to high ionization enthalpy. The order of basic character in case of alkaline earth metal, we will see beryllium hydroxide will have the least and barium hydroxide will have the highest value of basic character. So down the group, as you know, basic character increases due to decrease in ionization enthalpy, and down the group, you know very well, solubility increases because there is greater decrease in lattice enthalpy and smaller decrease in higher hydration enthalpy. So there is a simple funda of solubility that lower the value of lattice enthalpy and higher the value of hydration, more will be the solubility. So down the group, both the values of hydration enthalpy and lattice enthalpy, they are going to decrease, and here you will see they'll decrease in hydration enthalpy is less in comparison to decrease in lattice enthalpy, or you can say that hydration enthalpy is high, and if hydration enthalpy is high down the group, the solubility will increases down the group. Beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric in nature means it can dissolve both in acid as well as in base, means it can show the reaction with acid as well as base because of its small size and high ionization enthalpy. Here this is beryllium hydroxide. When it combined with the acid HCl, it will form beryllium chloride along with the water. When it combined with the base, it is going to form sodium berylate along with the water Na2BeO2. This is sodium berylate, and one can write it like this: beryllium hydroxide when it combined with the 2 moles of hydroxide, this is berylate ion. One can write it like this: Be. 4 OH groups are there, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2 negative, or this square bracket one can write 2 negative. So this is what? Berylate ion. So it can react, beryllium hydroxide is amphoteric in nature, means it can react with acid as well as base. So here if you look over the sulfates, carbonates and bicarbonates of alkaline earth metals, there is a simple concept that down the group solubility of alkaline earth metal decreases due to decrease in hydration enthalpy, or you can say stability increases. Stability increases due to increase in electropositive, or you can say the metallic character. You will see that in beryllium sulfate, it will have the higher value of stability in comparison to barium sulfate. Likewise, beryllium carbonate will have the higher value of stability in comparison to barium carbonate, and here beryllium hydrogen carbonate will have the higher stability in comparison to barium hydrogen carbonate. Next is reactivity towards air. In air, nitrogen and oxygen is present. So here beryllium, when it combined with the oxygen, we are getting this oxygen from air. If we heat it, we are getting beryllium oxide. Likewise, when beryllium is treated with nitrogen, if we heat it, we are getting this beryllium nitride. So magnesium is more electropositive than beryllium. Magnesium burns with dazzling brilliance in air to form mixture of magnesium oxide and magnesium nitride. Here magnesium, when it treated with air, we are getting magnesium oxide along with the magnesium nitride. All alkaline earth metal burns in dinitrogen to form ionic nitrides of the formula M3N2. Here this metal, alkaline earth metal, M stands for any alkaline earth metal, it combines with the nitrogen. All alkaline earth metal, they will form nitrides of the formula M3N2. But in case of alkali metal, we have only one element that is going to form nitride because of smaller size of nitride and smaller size of lithium. Only lithium can form lithium nitride. Next one is reaction with oxygen. Beryllium, because of its small size, highly electropositive charge density, it can stabilize the small highly charged oxide ion to produce oxide. Here beryllium, it can combine with the oxygen to form beryllium oxide. All other alkaline earth metal have larger size, means they will have low positive charge density, so they can stabilize large, or you can say less charged peroxide ion. So here barium combine with the oxygen to form peroxide, barium peroxide, and strontium combine with the oxygen to form strontium peroxide. Beryllium oxide is amphoteric, means it can be treated with acid as well as base, while other are basic in nature. Beryllium oxide, when we treat it with HCl, it will give beryllium chloride along with the water, and beryllium oxide, when it treated with the sodium hydroxide, we are left with sodium berylate and water. Next one is reaction with the carbon. Beryllium oxide combines with the carbon under 2175 to 2275 Kelvin temperature. We are getting beryllium carbide along with the CO, carbon monoxide. Other alkaline earth metal react with the carbon to form metal carbides. Calcium combined with the carbon under 1373 Kelvin temperature to give calcium carbide. Likewise, magnesium combined with the carbon under 1373 Kelvin temperature to give magnesium carbide. These carbides react with water to produce acetylene gas. Here calcium carbide, or one can take magnesium carbonate. When they are going to react with this water, we are getting acetylene gas along with the hydroxide, respective hydroxide. If we start with calcium, we are getting calcium hydroxide. If we start with magnesium, we are getting magnesium hydroxide. Next important concept is diagonal relationship between beryllium and aluminium. If you look over the charge, in beryllium we have the +2 charge, in aluminium +3. These are the ions Be2+, Al3+, charge is 2+. In beryllium, aluminium charge is 3+. Radius in picometer is given here. Beryllium 31 picometer, aluminium 50 picometer. Charge to radius ratio, this is charge 2+ and radius is 31. Charge to radius ratio we are getting 0.064, and likewise charge to radius ratio in case of aluminium 3 divided by 50 we are getting 0.060. Means these two values are quite similar. This is 0.064 and this is 0.060. So the polarizing power of both the ions beryllium and aluminium is same because of their similar charge to radius ratio, and that's why they are going to give the same type of reactions. In vapor phase, both have chloride bridge structure. You can say chloride bridge structure. The lone pair of electrons they have been donated by the chlorine to the vacant orbital of beryllium. Likewise here they are formed coordinate bond. Here in case of AlCl3 again electron deficient molecule. So in order to complete their octet, they are going to form the coordinate bond, and this is what in vapor phase both, whether it is beryllium chloride or aluminium chloride, they have chloride bridge structure. Both chloride of beryllium and aluminium are soluble in organic solvents. Both the chlorides are strong Lewis acid. This is strong Lewis acid. This is also strong Lewis acid. Right. Both the chlorides are used in Friedel-Crafts catalyst. Beryllium ion forms tetrahedral complex BF42-, BeC2O4 whole twice 2-, means these are the tetrahedral complexes. So here, likewise here, Al3+ forms octahedral complexes. You can see here this is octahedral complexes, right? Here this is again octahedral complexes. So here beryllium carbide and this is aluminium carbide. These are hydrolyzed to give corresponding hydroxide. This beryllium will give beryllium hydroxide, aluminium will give aluminium hydroxide along with the methane gas. So these are the diagonal relationship of beryllium and aluminium. So in this video we have discussed about the reducing nature of alkali and alkaline earth metals, how they are going to react with alkali with the halogens, with the hydrides, and how they going to stabilize themselves. So I hope you will found this video useful. Have a great day.